This is Frono's Photo Raw Edit of the Week. Week 59, I believe. I always never know what number it is. Okay, so Jared mentioned the makeup. I have every single bride I meet with always says, you know, what should I do about makeup? And their makeup artists tell them that they need more makeup so it shows up on the camera. And, you know, it's the farthest thing from the truth as far as I'm concerned, because like Jared says, it gets cakey and powdery and you see her wrinkles more, and I'm gonna soften all that up. It's reflective and shiny and glimmery, and I don't know, it just it looks sweaty. It looks like like she's sweaty. I'm also going to, this strap is twisted. I think I'm just going to get rid of it and make it look like she's not naked, but wearing something strapless. Which I can also do, which I'm also going to do in Photoshop. Turning the fill light up a little. And I'm not going to vignette it yet because I'm going to be removing that strap, and I need to clone using her skin around it, so I don't want the vignette on there. Let's see if the Iris Enhance tool, I don't need the whites of her eyes any whiter. They're perfect. I'm just going to see if I can bring some contrast into the greens of her eye. Sliding up the contrast. Sorry, I'll try to think out loud. I'm just moving the sliders to see if ooh, the brightness, that's nice. Okay. And going back out. And I'm just going to go down here to see what it looked like before I did anything with the eyes. And that's where I'm at now. Okay. So now I'm going to bring it into Photoshop. What happened here? Sorry. Hold on a second. Okay, now I'm going to bring it into Photoshop. Edit in Photoshop. I like how the fill light brought out the highlights in her hair, and I think I'm going to burn in the midtones and shadows in her hair to make it more contrasty. Give it more depth. Okay. Let's get rid of this strap. Using the clone tool. And I don't have a feather. I gotta turn down the hardness so it's like a feather. This is really good for getting rid of tattoos that brides don't want in their wedding album. She does look naked. Nudity isn't allowed on the forum, so it's a good thing she's wearing earrings, otherwise we'd be in trouble. Okay. And then now I just turn the opacity down a little bit to blend this better down here so it doesn't look like she has a strap mark tan. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Okay, and then I said I was going to burn I'll go with the shadows first. Make my brush a little larger and turn the exposure down a little bit. Make my brush a little smaller. That was a little too big. Don't want to go too big. Okay. That's pretty. And you can see it compared to the picture on the right, which is this one is the image in Lightroom before I brought it into Photoshop. Okay, now I'm going to dodge some of her highlights and see if I like that or if it's too much. Turn the It's nice. It looks really shiny, doesn't it? So I'm shining up her hair and I'm going to unshine her makeup. It's kind of pretty. I'm just going to do the midtones a little bit. Bring out the lighter colors in the midtones. Now it almost looks too contrasty. Gonna do the dodge tool again with less exposure. It's the midtones, and now I'll do the highlights. Highlighted her face. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to fix her face. Not fix her face, she's beautiful. I'm going to try to make it like she's not wearing makeup. I don't know if I'm looking for a certain action that I have. Sorry. I must have took the action out. Yeah, it wasn't working and I wanted to reload it. Okay, let's see. There's a chance this might not work. It wasn't working before. It kept saying, well, it'll probably come up and I'll tell you what it kept saying. If this doesn't work, just the same thing I do with a strap and just take like a skin tone from someone else and brush it for the shininess. Yeah, okay, so this isn't going to work. So I'm going to go back in my history to there, and I'm going to use the Color Sucker Upper tool. And she even has, I don't know if that's a blemish or cover up. I don't know, but wow, zoomed in. Okay. Sorry, I'm starting sentences and not finishing them. Zoomed in, you can really see every pore and every wrinkle. I'd stop talking because I can't multitask. Turning the opacity down, and I used the Color Sucker Upper tool, or the eyedropper tool if you'd rather call it that, and I'm just going over her skin with that color, just to bring those glistening areas down a little bit. Take a color that's next to it. Too much. And you don't want to overdo it because she'll look like plastic. Jeez, this is sharp, Jared. You can see every little hair on her nose. Look at that. Probably because they're caked with powder. Get rid of that. And again, this is all I did was use the eyedropper tool to pick up some skin color, and then use it with the opacity turned down in the paintbrush. Some people use the blur tool, but that you lose detail with that, you know? So, how's her strap look now that I'm zoomed in? Or lack thereof. Alright, I'm just wondering if I smoothed her skin out too much. It almost looks like I did. Well, when it's that size, I like how it looks. When I have it smaller, I don't know. When I sharpen it on the export, maybe it'll be how I want it. Let's see. I don't mind her eyeshadow being shimmery, but I just didn't like her whole face being shiny. And I'm just using the blur tool to get rid of the shine on her nose. And okay. She got pouty lips. Okay. I love the composition. I'm not going to change the composition. The only thing I'm thinking I would want to do, and I don't know how to do it, but I know there's a way, so if I tried, I could figure it out. I want to change the background to like a black, darker color. And I think there is a tool that I can select a color and replace it. I could have swore there's a replace color tool. Adjustments, replace color. Image, adjustments, replace color. Let's just see if this works. I'm going to select the gray, this gray, and replace it with black. Yeah, see, it did this because it's not a solid black. There must be a lot of that sucks. Well, maybe someone else will do it. I don't know how. I'm just going to select her. What I'm going to do is select an area. I'm going to do a vignette here, and I'm going to have that, and then vignette the rest. So I did that, and then I'm going to select inverse, and I have my feather on 200, and I'm just going to play with the gamma there, get that darker. Okay. And the reason I wanted to do that is, one, it draws you into her, so it's less of that solid gray, and there was so much skin, then it made her back look big. And I get that a lot with brides with their strapless gowns. If even the thinnest brides, if you get too much back in the picture, it looks weird. So just by darkening that, it kind of gives shape to her back. That's it. Beautiful portrait. I'm going to resize, sharpen it, and put it on the forum. And turn off my ScreenFlow.